What is going on, guys? So we're just under 50 days from WrestleMania, which is insane. Feels like just yesterday I was planning my WrestleMania trip, and now we're a year from there, and we're talking about WrestleMania 32. And it's crazy how fast time is flying. But pretty much last night, I was in a call with Breach, Ravi, Miguel, Luke, Justin, those guys that go to WrestleMania for the most part every year, and they were pretty much putting their WrestleMania trip together, and they pretty much like have it set. And as they were like talking about stuff, and as I was drawing a picture of Daniel Bryan, pretty much I thought of a couple things that I wanted to kind of like talk about. Maybe I could help out someone out there if it's their first WrestleMania. If you just are not sure, if you've never done something before, I pretty much wrote down some things and what I did over my WrestleMania trip. Maybe they can help you out. Maybe they can't. Maybe they just confused you. But hopefully, I can help out at least one person. If that works and I help out one person, then I did my job. But starting off, I just want to say, just like I had the example of, um, you know, Breach and Miguel and Ravi, like them, they were planning their trip. They did it in a Skype call. My first tip overall, if you're going with a group of people, talk to each other like now, like next week. Plan a day where you call each other on the phone, where you get on Skype, something, Google Hangout, I don't know, where you pretty much talk about what you're doing from the day you get there to the day you leave. It really, really helps out a ton. Last year, pretty much like we all got a call. Well, for the most part, it was like weird last year because like some people didn't want to do some stuff and some people didn't want to do other stuff, and it's good to talk to each other about the trip, because then if one person wants to do this, then you know that you can do this during that time or something like that, and it just helps out a ton. So if you're going with a group of people, talk to each other around this time, like right now, just so you can kind of get on the same page and have a schedule of events of what you're doing. So then you know ahead of time, and you know that if you're doing one thing, this person's doing another thing. If you need to get a hold of them, and it just helps out a lot. And then for me, the first thing that I did was on Friday, which I also recommend flying in earlier. I know those guys, they fly in on Wednesday. In past years, I think they've flown in on Thursday, and then I flew in on Friday. I definitely, if I can go back and change things, which it was my first WrestleMania, I was going with what I can get because I just wanted to go to WrestleMania. I definitely fly in a day or two early. So like for future, I'm gonna fly in on the Wednesday or Thursday. So I definitely recommend that if that's something that you can do, because that's something that you kind of get like settled in. You get your stuff out. If you want to go see a sporting event, if you want to go sightseeing or something like that, you can do that on the extra time. So it's kind of more of a vacation than it is wrestling trip. It's kind of a mix of the both. But for me, Ring of Honor was something that it just looked like every year that's what they did. And from the beginning, we pretty much planned to go to Ring of Honor. Some people split off and went to NXT because that was like just announced and thrown in our face. And I remember like talking about that, like when I saw that announcement for NXT. This year it's different, but when I saw that announcement for NXT, I was like, we worked so hard for these ROH tickets. Are we going to go for NXT tickets instead? And we kind of stuck with ROH. ROH is fun. I love going to Ring of Honor shows. The Chicago Ridge shows are the ones that I always went to. So seeing Ring of Honor at a different place is really cool to do. The meet and greets, they jump up the price. I don't know if it's going to be the same this year, but definitely because they know that they can get the money out of the people, they jump up the price for WrestleMania. So what I did last year was there was a Ring of Honor show in Chicago Ridge 2 weeks before WrestleMania, like the WrestleMania show. Went to that show, met who I wanted to meet, and it didn't cost me as much as it would at the Ring of Honor show WrestleMania weekend. So if there's someone at that show, if you can't go to a Ring of Honor show, like if they don't come around you, if they don't, if you're from overseas or something like that, and they never come to your area or something like that, definitely go ham. Meet who you want. If you want to meet Roderick Strong, meet Roderick Strong. If you want to meet Adam Cole, meet Adam Cole. but like if you can, watch your money, like for certain people. So basically, it's like a self thing. I don't know if I can help you out on that one, but definitely I recommend Ring of Honor. And I think they changed the time so it doesn't interfere with NXT. I could be wrong, but yeah, Ring of Honor was fun, and it's always fun to go to Ring of Honor. And it's supposed to be a good show this year, so I'd go check that out. If not, go to NXT, because NXT, you can get a loan on your house or something like that. And I don't know what the term is, but go to NXT if you want to. Go to Ring of Honor if you want to. I went to ROH, and after ROH, we went to Kaiju, which that was the thing that Breach wanted to go to since I don't know how long, how many years. He's pretty much, they missed it from WrestleMania 30. Only Ravi and Justin got to go. And Breach wanted to go to Kaiju. Like, that was the only thing he wanted to do. He wanted to make sure he got to Kaiju, and we got to Kaiju. And that goes back to the thing where know where you're going. Because, and like scope out the place beforehand. What I like to do when I go into a new place I've never like seen before, never been to before, look at the place that tells you on Google Maps or your phone maps or something like that, and look at like a mile radius around it, just so you know what's around there, so you know where to park, where you know where the place is, if there's different places to park, like just know that stuff. I would look that up because Kaiju, we had a problem like getting to and knowing where to park. So that's one thing that keep in mind. Look it up beforehand. Look up the address, whatever. Just know where you're going, pretty much. And then that for Kaiju, if you've never been to it before and you have a group of friends, I'd recommend going, having a fun time. It's just like it's kind of like the thing. It's not to cool down, but it's just like to have fun. So would I go again in the future? As long as all my friends are going, I would go. I don't know if it would be something that I'd go on my way to go to. But it was definitely a lot of fun, and you could meet the Waffle and get a picture with the Waffle. Access is a big thing. It's you either love it or you hate it. When I went last year, I met like 22, 23 like people at Access, and that was because I pretty much met who I could meet and didn't care really who it was for the most part. Basically, the NXT line, well, this year might be different because like NXT is like super popular, and there's like a lot more guys in NXT now that are bigger names. But NXT line is your best friend. That line I went to, I think, more than the other lines because you got those guys who they're not well known by like the casual fan, I guess you can say. So those lines they're not empty, but sometimes if there's like a guy that no one knows who it is, like you just go in there, you meet him, bam, you're done. But like on the other side, like you can meet someone like a Rusev, or I don't know who's not VIP. Like the people who aren't VIP, like the bigger names that aren't VIPs, like the Wyatt family, not Bray Wyatt, like the Wyatt family, the Miz. I don't know, just the people who are like bigger names, like Neville, Kalisto, names like that, where it's like they have a following, but they're not necessarily like big enough to be on VIPs. Like the New Day. If you want to go meet the New Day, then you're gonna find that New Day line. If you don't care really who you meet, you just want to meet people, then if there's a short line, go to that short line, meet this guy really quick, go to this line that's short, meet that guy really quick. Oh, you have an extra 20 minutes, let me wait in this line and see how far I get. So pretty much like playing out, if you want to go for like a bigger name and stuff, go for that bigger name and you're going to have a long time waiting. But if you just want to meet anyone and you're like a mark like I am, where you just don't care, if you meet Zack Ryder and Heath Slater, or if you meet Hornswoggle, like when I was a kid in the candy store when I went to Access, and when I saw Hornswoggle, I was like, he was my favorite when I was little. This is nuts. Like, this is awesome. I can just walk right there and meet him. So it's really like a timing thing. Like if you get lucky, bam, go for it. But there's going to be a long line no matter what, unless it's like a jobber, like Zack Ryder, Heath Slater. Um, that was my experience last year. I got in that line, and Trademark said that he was in another line, so I cut in line with Trademark and met Luke Harper. So that was a thing, which is another thing. If you're going as a group, keep in touch, get a group chat going, iMessage, group me or something like that, just so you can know where they're at, what lines they're in. Because let's say you're in like a short line and you meet Jack Swagger, and your friend is in a line that has Sami Zayn and Charlotte, which happened last year. Say, hey, come in line. All right, cool. Last year, Zach met Daniel Bryan, and I told him I'm about to meet Sami Zayn and Charlotte. Come in line. He cut in the line, went right in front of me. Bam! He got to meet Sami Zayn and Charlotte minutes after meeting Daniel Bryan, and it was awesome. So it's pretty much like a give or take thing. You can meet a group of guys that maybe not the biggest name, or you can meet like the biggest names and wait a long time and just know that you're not going to meet as many people. So it's like a give or take thing, and I went way too long on that. And then if you have a VIP, the old folk tale is to go in the VIP line of like access, because VIPs go in before GAs, and go in the VIP line, go in the line, just go find a line, go to there, because you don't know who's going to be signing there. They update the app like the second they're about to come out, so it's kind of like a gambling thing. You pick which one and you hope for the best. And then don't go to your VIP person until like the very end, like the last like 15-20 minutes of the time that he's going to be signing. Then go. That's what I did for Seth Rollins, and that like it was perfect because I met a lot of people in that session. Which Hall of Fame, if you're not going to Hall of Fame, definitely go to Access because it's awesome, or go to the WrestleCon show. But the Hall of Fame Access, which was during the Hall of Fame, I met Solomon Crowe, Alexa Bliss, the Lucha Dragons, thanks to the Boston Brothers. I met Tyler Breeze, and then Seth Rollins, because he was my VIP. And then I waited in the chamber line, and I met 2/3 of the New Day. So I met a ton of people in a short amount of time because I use my time wisely, I guess is the name of the game. But for Hall of Fame, if it's your thing, it's your thing. If it's not, then don't go to Hall of Fame. If you want to see Sting get inducted, I think that'd be a cool thing to see. Go for it. But Hall of Fame's iffy. I don't know. It had to be a good class for me to go. All right, WrestleMania. Here we go. Sorry. All right, WrestleMania this year, there's going to be 90,000, 80,000 people. That's a lot of freaking people, all going to one spot. If you're driving, you're gonna want to watch the traffic, because I guarantee that traffic's gonna be nuts headed to the arena or the stadium. If you're taking an Uber, if you're taking a taxi cab, it's gonna be nuts because you're just right in with the rest of the traffic. I don't think there's a train, because last year there was a train that went literally from my hotel, which had access. It went to Breaches and Miguel and Ravi's hotel, and then it went to the Boston Brothers hotel, and then it went to WrestleMania. It was like the perfect train ever. I don't think there's going to be that, so look for a bus of some kind. I know there's like the WrestleCon bus. There's another bus, like I think for Wrestling Observer or something like that. Like they have buses, and you pay whatever, but it's worth it. Like, and they have like the package bus for WrestleMania package people. Like find a bus, because that's probably the best way you're going to be able to get into it. So if you're driving, watch out for traffic. If you're taking an Uber, watch out for traffic. And remember that the pre-show is like 2 hours long. You're going to have like a 4 or 5 hour event, and then it's going to be a pain in the butt to get out of there. So remember, it's going to be a long day. Plan for that. Eat something. Drink water. It's going to be mostly inside, so it shouldn't be too hot of an event. But still, you never know. And then Monday is the day where you pretty much have like the most part all day free. And then you have Monday Night Raw, unless you already have something planned with your group for the Monday morning, Monday afternoon before Raw. That's pretty much the day that I would recommend. Like as soon as you wake up in the morning, if you're not doing anything, put some stuff and start packing. Because when you get back from Monday Night Raw, if you're gonna hang out with your group of friends or something like that, you're not gonna want to come back to the hotel at like 3 in the morning and like have to hurry up and pack because you want to get like an hour of sleep because you got to go to the airport in a couple hours. Like do little by little, like in on Monday morning or something like that, or if you have downtime and you're in your hotel room, little by little, pack your stuff because that's you're gonna appreciate that the day that you leave. Um, Monday there's gonna a lot of things to do. You can go see the Sportatorium site with the dirt. You can go see what else is there to do in Dallas? I don't know. It's Dallas, Texas. Do something. Have fun. Like I don't know. And I think the Rangers are even playing in like Arlington that day. It's like opening day or something. I know a lot of people are doing that, but go explore. Screw it. Like just go do something. Don't stay in your hotel on Monday because if you stay in your hotel on Monday, um, unless you want to sleep, sleep is good, which you're not gonna get like a lot of sleep. I know for me last year, I got like maybe 10 hours of sleep the whole trip. I know each year people get like they find time to, but yeah. So that's it. Everyone have fun at WrestleMania. This probably won't be the last WrestleMania video I make. I'm trying to get all of it, all my WrestleMania 31 stuff before it's last year's Mania, because I don't know what I'm saying. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comments or tweet me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bam.